All right, so we're going to call the meeting to order at 3:07. Hello, everyone. Welcome and welcome. Anaya, it is, right?
Yes, that is me. Yes.
Yes, welcome. Glad you could be here with us. So we are going to first take a motion to approve the minutes that Jody sent out from our last meeting in October, which I can't even believe that we're now in November. We did meet a little bit later in October, so that's probably why it feels like it's not long since we met because it wasn't that long since we met. Um, but if folks don't see any particular edits or errors or anything that needs to be fixed, I will take a motion to accept the meeting minutes from October.
I would make a motion, but with an edit. My name is Murphy.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right. Okay. All
I
right.
was able to fix it for this one. I just because that one had already went out.
Yeah. It was a bad marriage, so.
Yeah.
Understood. So going forward, we will make sure that it says Virginia Murphy on our template. So thank you for that. So is there a second to approve the minutes?
I'll second.
Thank you, Judy. All in favor? All
Aye.
right. All right. So moved. All right, wonderful. So looking at our agenda, we are gonna start off with talking about the Division of Youth Opportunity updates. So that's Judy.
Yes. So we just did the College and Career Access Fair this past weekend, on Saturday, and it was a success. It was pretty good. We had about 70 people show up. I would say youth. And we had a lot more than just college. So we had different programs like Job Corps, um, and different like early college access. We had people helping with FAFSA. We had a student panel, but it wasn't just students. We also had someone who went to Job Corps after high school, and then someone who has started their own business after high school. So we try to provide as many different avenues for youth that where they may take their lives, uh, outside of college, but we also make sure that they knew what resources were available for like college and universities. Um, so it was a good event. After that, we have Recreation Worcester. We're just preparing for the summer and finishing out reports. So we just did the UMass report. We just found out we received the state earmark for $300,000 for this year. So that's pretty good. So that'll cover everything that we were a little worried about in terms of money wise.
That's excellent.
But that only covers for 2025 fiscal year or 2026 fiscal year. So we still have to find a little bit more money for next summer altogether. With that said, for Worcester Youth Violence Prevention, we're still working with the Shannon contracts to put them through law. And then for SSYI, we have not had much luck hiring. So we did second round interviews for the Worcester Youth Violence Prevention Initiative Program Manager, but we did not feel comfortable moving forward with the candidates that we had. So we are going back to the drawing board and putting the position up again. With also knowing that the YMCA was not able to hire for the SSYI Program Manager. They had two candidates who both backed out at the end. So that position is up. If you guys know anyone who would do a good job of for a safe and successful youth initiative, and that would be they do case. So this person would be managing a group of case managers who would work with youth that are proven risk. So meaning that youth that are already gang involved, court involved, possibly coming out of jail or house of corrections, and or going into house of corrections. And then these are usually case management with youth from 17 to 25. And once they are on that list, they do not come off until they're either deceased, out of state, or have aged out. So we are looking for a program manager for that, and the YMCA would be the ones who hire them, since SSYI is now being housed at the YMCA.
And and the case manager, outreach worker positions, there are going to be 3 of them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and
So-
did she post that yet or not?
So I have not seen it. I do have a meeting with her on this Thursday to kind of get an update and then talk about some of the things. There is an ISP training on Friday, but because we don't have the program manager yet, I'm gonna probably be the one attending for that, and then continue to serve as the ISP supervisor for the city of Worcester.
Who's in charge of hiring that? Is it the YMCA or is it DYM?
Yeah. No, the YMCA.
Do you have
Daniel-
any input into that?
No. So I mean, we helped with the job description, and we're in the know of who's applying and so forth, but they make all the decisions because it'll be their staff. So we do have one position that we are hiring for, which is the Youth Violence Prevention Initiative Program Manager. That person will be basically doing what I'm doing now, of handling both Shannon and SSYI. Obviously, that person will do so alongside me because I've been doing it for 2 years now. But this is different from the one that they're hiring, which will be the program lead for SSYI.
And it's Danielle Delgado that is would be doing the hiring.
Mhm.
So yeah, desperately need candidates because this is a program that is long overdue to kind of transition to the Y. So we are like really behind at this point, and definitely want to get those folks situated as soon as possible, to get them in, get them trained, and get them going. So
Yeah, so as we keep going through this meeting, I'll look for the job description or the posting, and then I'll send it in this chat. So if you guys know of anyone, or if you guys could share within your networks, that would be really helpful for anyone who could do the program management position for SSYI.
thank you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all the updates we have. We do have a Worcester Care for Kids cohort that's going to start December 3rd. It's going to be an accelerator one just because we need to make sure we comply with the grants. So the flyers have already went out, and we've had quite a few people calling us, like even from Fitchburg Public Schools, which we weren't expecting. But we do want, if you guys know of any youth, 11 to 14, who would benefit from babysitting course, and they get a certificate and a $50 gift card at the end, as well as some supplies. I believe Jen shared it on the listserv already. So let us know. We could get them signed up. And they get the CPR also at the end.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Mhm.
Thank you. Great. So we have youth employment. I think that was you too, Jody, right?
So there hasn't been many updates since last month, since we talked about it. What we do know is that expecting these cuts is going to be, we're going to need to look for ways to advocate for youth jobs for the summer specifically. We do know that it's a big driver of violence, or like of, how would you say it? A big driver to not allow violence to escalate as much when youth are working during the summer and are busy doing something. Usually there's a lot less violence going on in Worcester overall. So we are looking and thinking of ways to advocate for more youth jobs and funding for youth to have these jobs. So, kind of bringing it to the table here is ideal, and to think storm and brainstorm. I don't know if think storm is the right word, but to brainstorm ways of that we can advocate to the city leaders that we do need funding for youth to have jobs throughout the summer.
Yeah. I'm thinking that, for youth employment, one of the things that Worcester has traditionally participated in is the Youth Jobs Rally that goes to the State House in Boston. So that's one that, I think that we can advocate to help to coordinate and get folks to participate in that event that helps with, advocating for kind of the state budget. But I do think that an area that hasn't been done as much is here in the city. And so, it could be, looking at whether or not there's a youth jobs rally that is focused specifically on Worcester, or, or just making sure that we are gathering the right folks together to have these conversations. Thinking about both the youth employment tab and then our next piece around commission members, one of the things that we talked about last month is that we had a conversation with Michaela Tucker Davis from Mass Hire, who was very interested in joining the commission. Now we're still kind of trying to figure out what that looks like, because now we're being told that she's officially a City of Worcester employee and that it is prohibiting her from being able to join the commission as a member. So I know that Raquel was going back and asking some questions, to legal and the city and commissions to try to figure out what does that look like. And I think, just to go back to the youth employment piece, it was very strategic on our part to ensure that we had somebody from Mass Hire, specifically Michaela, because she focuses her pieces on the youth piece. And so it just made a lot of sense with what we're trying to do and what we noticed to be one of the major areas of concern for young people around employment and the number of jobs. So we're hoping that we can get some movement on that, and that we'll be able to have Michaela be a part of the commission, whether it's, I don't know, by appointee or I don't know what, but we're trying to figure that out. But regardless, we want them to be a partner with us. So it might make sense to, have, I know one of the things that Raquel actually suggested was to have maybe Jeff Turgeon come to one of our next meetings and kind of talk to us about the state of youth employment and maybe able to provide some insight for us as to what's going on specifically in Worcester and where we might want to lend some of our effort. So she was looking to figure that out for probably our next, it would probably be for our December meeting, if possible. So just kind of adding that to the landscape of things.
And I will be meeting with Patty Valles from the WCAC tomorrow to also talk about the Youth Commission, to see if she has any interest in joining.
Oh, yes, that'd be perfect. That's great. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, because I was like, oh no, we got to figure this out. So that's good. So as we talked about in our last meeting, youth employment will really be a space for us to lend support. As we know, it's going to be really difficult. And I think the good thing is that we are kind of starting this focus now. We know that the major, time for youth employment is typically the summer. So that gives us some months to really think about how to advocate, in particular for, those summer jobs and summer positions, as well. So we will, more to come on that. So we want to talk also about our commission. So we mentioned before that we are looking to add new members. We want to add at least, hopefully 2 additional members, as we are, our bylaws have us being fully staffed at 7. So we currently have 5. So we are looking to add maybe either Michaela or Patty. We also did have a conversation with, I had mentioned last time, we had a conversation with Lucia Alfaro from Girls Inc. And she expressed an interest, just wasn't able to do it at this point. And we did have Echo Lusant, who is with 508 Cheer. And she also put in an application. so the way that they're doing the appointments now for boards and commissions is through a process where they have to first go to a kind of citywide interview style piece where anyone that's interested and puts in an application that gets approved to come attends this meeting at City Hall where they conduct an interview. So the one for this past month was held, I think it was, or actually it was just held November 12th. However, I guess they had some technical difficulties and they weren't able to actually finish the meeting. And so they asked all of the folks that were there to try to get onto boards and commissions to come back for the December meeting, which is, I don't know, December something, like the second week, I think. So now all of those folks are going to have to come back then and go through that process. Once they go through that process, as I understand, the next process would be meeting with HR. Is that right, Jody?
Yeah, so the meeting that you're speaking of is I believe it's called the Citizens Advisory Council.
Okay.
Or it's something like that. But yes, then they would need to meet with HR and I believe myself. And then from there, they would be appointed into this commission overall. The other portion to all of that is that I was told a few months ago that all of our terms are up, and that we should be working on replacing, but it was a little bit confusing because online it does say that the terms are 3-year terms up to 5 times. So I don't have appointment dates for everybody, so I'm not sure on the length of how long everybody has been in this commission. So I'm not, still kind of exploring how that works with HR right now.
So that's something we want to be aware of, is that, they are looking for us to turn over members here and there to allow for opportunity for new members to come in. But again, from a legal standpoint, I don't think any of us have been here for, 5 3-year terms. So, I don't think we're necessarily worried about that piece. And at this point, we're still just trying to fill our 7 slots. But I think that coming up, we would want to think about like paying attention, obviously, a little bit more to our terms. And, if we recognize that there are new folks that we'd want to get in there, we can kind of, make sure that we're considering, making room for them as we go forward. So just something for us to kind of keep in the back of our minds. Yeah, any comments or questions from the group about anything?
Where do the prospects come from? So when we first did this, it was we kind of had a list that was given to us. And I guess I'm curious about how that prospect list gets developed.
So we
I don't
did
think go ahead.
recently, though, when we went through and changed with legal our number of people. I'm just gonna go on right now. Let's see, they changed. I don't know if they changed the bylaws. I'm going on right now because they do have us listed in a certain way. One of the things we tried to do was get away from having like all of the different areas that say that we have to fill each one of those, because we felt like it would give us a little more flexibility in, just saying like, okay, like in a more holistic way, because a lot of folks come in, they're wearing multiple hats. So we have, a lot of people represented in various ways. So we wanted to make sure we had kind of leeway behind that. So I'm just going to pull up right now so I can find us and see where we are.
And I wanted to mention, I also think a lot of when this first started, it was a lot of people appointed by the city manager at that time. And I don't think that's the process that we've been doing anymore. So I know that there's going to be some recruiting events that are going to be happening soon. I think there's one tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, and then another one in December. However, we've kind of just been the ones to put out the information in terms of recruiting out there. So I'm not sure if that's how exactly it worked before or not.
Yeah, and I just went on to see, and the way that they updated it is it no longer has like what we need in terms of a skill set. It's just blank on responsibilities and skill set. And we did update kind of what the duties were in terms of, you know, us as a commission. And so we focused in on making sure that we had like the agenda for youth as being a main piece of that. And, you know, providing what DYO needs in terms of, you know, advocacy and advisory. So, oh, and interesting, when you click view members, you can't actually see anything about the view members, but in any event, yeah, so it's less detailed than it was before. So, which I think can be helpful, like we can decide what we need. So for instance, like this was what was helpful in us saying that, okay, we definitely needed, you know, with youth jobs being the way that things were, we recognized that that was an opportunity for us to make sure that we had folks at the table that would be representative for that. But yeah, any other kind of questions, comments, things we should be considering at this point?
So there's really not anything for us to do related to trying to come up with new prospects for this group.
I mean, I think we always should have kind of a short list available. Right now, we have 3 folks that are kind of, or technically 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe, considering, you know, we don't know where Michaela is with things. It could be Michaela or Patty, and then we have Lucia for future, and then Echo. So we kind of have 4 folks kind of sort of in the pipeline, and we have 2 seats at this point. But I think that it's always good for us, especially knowing that, you know, we want to make sure that we have folks to our positions when we are up. So it's always a good idea, I think, to have folks kind of ready to.
Should we have them fill out the application to get the process started?
So it sounds, so Jody, I don't know what your thoughts are on that. It sounds like from the application, then they go to that monthly meeting. Now, I don't know, is that do you know if they're doing that every month now? Like, is there an urgency for them to do now, or?
No, my understanding is they have to have it every month.
Okay.
So new potential candidate members will have to go to the next month one.
Okay.
And when they do have that meeting, are the people that they're interviewing set on the commission that they want to sit on? Or do you think in that meeting, they're kind of like filtering, maybe you'd be good for this commission, you know, on youth to help us get maybe prospects in that way?
That meeting that they go to is the commission that picks the members for commissions. So we are not involved with them. They kind of, you know, they go into an interview with them, and then they will send it over to HR, and the HR, myself,
And sends it to you.
Yeah.
So we would really encourage anybody that we thought would be good to sit here. We would encourage them to apply to be on a commission.
Correct.
And they would go through the process that everybody goes through.
Right.
Well, not on a commission. They will have to apply to this commission specifically.
This commission.
Oh, okay. That's what I meant when they went to that meeting.
Yeah.
Like, could there be a way to filter out and be like, you know what? I know that you thought you'd be good on this one, but we're looking for people over here too. I don't know. All right.
No. They would have to specifically apply for the commission that they want.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I would say like right now, like we can see how this, and again, because it's a new process, we're kind of learning as we go.
Yeah.
We're gonna see, this is the first time they did it in September, and then, I mean, in November, and then they had technical difficulties, and now they have to do it in December. So
Yeah.
it's clearly not a smooth process yet. Um, so we'll see kind of
Yeah.
how long this takes to take shape. But we do have folks in the pipeline, so that's good. And then I think once we get them in, then we can start thinking, we'll try to get more information about the terms, because there isn't good, you're saying, Jody, there's not great record keeping about our terms from the beginning. And I think part of it was because they called us a committee and not a commission. And so we were kind of
Oh, yeah.
radar and not really having to do, to follow all the rules of the commission. So now we're like official, right? And so it's a little bit different. So
I think you're correct, Jen.
yeah.
So would our term start when it was at the very beginning or when it became a commission?
It would still be at the very beginning. It's just
Okay.
that's why HR has said that basically all your terms are up. But
Yeah.
again, like there was just some confusion since it says that it's up to 5 terms. So
Yeah.
they did say like, we don't have to like jump the gun and everybody needs to be replaced, but we should be thinking about strategically of how to replace some of the members as we go. Just to keep it fresh, number one, and number two, to make sure that we're not going over those terms. Now, I
Yeah.
don't really know how long this commission has been put together for.
Yeah.
So
Judy, do you remember was it 2016? I know that you and so this would make it my end of my third term if it started in 2016. And I can't remember if Bryant was there originally or was it, because I want to say it was 2016 is when when it started. I could go through my emails, but
I think it was sooner than that
really,
we came on as a cohort of folks.
all right, I can search my emails because I know that I was definitely at the chamber and I started in 2014. So I can search my emails to see when we began.
I've got a stack of stuff here somewhere. I'll
Yeah.
go through it.
Do you remember, Bryant? Because you were among the first few too, right?
No. I think Raquel recruited or invited me. But that was not, I don't think I was part of the original group.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
there was an original group, and then there was the next group that came on, and that was when I got involved. I think Laurie might have been involved in the original group.
I feel like I was too. Because yeah, I'll look it up because I remember I was appointed by the city manager at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all appointed. That was kind of part of my question is, are these people going to be appointed or do we have some say in recruitment?
I think they're appointed at the end, aren't they?
They're still appointed, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So they go through a more rigorous process now, and then they get appointed if they go through that.
Yeah, because it still has to go through council for anyone to be appointed for this.
And it's interesting because I don't know that I feel like 5 3-year terms is long.
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm surprised that that's what they have for these commissions.
Yeah, but look at how hard it is to get somebody to sit on this one,
I know.
Very different than a regular board of directors.
Right. Yeah.
So are we thinking of, are we looking to invite new folks?
So I think the way that we've been working on it is more as like we'll invite people to come in and check it out, and if they're interested, join, and have some sort of a short list of people who might want to join. It's not that we have to replace everyone right away. This is what I was told a few months ago. It's more about like we can actively start working on replacing if needed.
Yeah, because like was Lori like the higher ed person?
It was, yeah.
Okay, so like one person that comes to mind was Sean Harris.
Hmm.
I think he might be good, or I don't know if he's interested, but that's just somebody that comes to mind.
Mhm.
That's a good idea because I do think that Quincy, in terms of like really having a heavy engagement with young people and multiple opportunities to engage them in various ways, does make sense too.
Yeah. And then I remember at least at one point, could have slotted into the mental health person or the Worcester Public School person. So if I go, I mean, I could definitely more easily recruit toward the Worcester Public side.
Yeah.
Like 60-40. So depending on which, I can start to maybe like if we wanted, I could like look into vetting or, what's the word? Soliciting interest,
Mhm.
either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we're doing right
Prospecting.
now, is just kind of getting the interest of people to see. People are still free to apply anytime to you know what I mean? So that portion we don't control. But at least we want to have a short list of people who may be interested that we can call upon and say, like, hey, there's an opportunity here that you maybe want possibly join. So that way, especially because now we've gone down to 7 members, our quorum tends to be really sometimes flaky. When there's 3 missing members immediately. So I mean, right now, if 2 people miss the meeting, automatically we can't have it. And so that's why, we want to make sure we have a short list, number one, in case any of you decide to step down, we'll be able to have someone apply immediately, and so forth.
I had a question because I noticed on the commission's page, it says 7 members, but I was thinking that 7 was like the minimum number. Is that the maximum number or is there like leeway here?
No, so it's up to 7 members. So like we should be having 7 members at all times if we can. We can have less, but we still have to have 4 for quorum no matter what. So even if we have 5, it's the quorum is not 3, it's always 4.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for that because I was thinking that it was 3 since we had 5 active members. So it's
Yeah.
4 no matter what. Okay. All right.
So that's why like it's really important to get those seats filled, number
Yeah.
one, and number two, to make sure we do have some sort of a short list, so that like we can invite folks to apply if anything does happen with any of the members.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. And those are some good ideas. I think also like, so we can, right, invite somebody to come to a meeting and just like come check it out, and then that way they can see if they like it.
Yeah.
And can we have a document that's a chart of kind of who we are when our term is up and maybe a
Yeah. So
prospect list on there? Are we
HR did
allowed to have that?
HR did ask me like for the information for you guys. I just didn't have like appointment dates, so that information I wasn't able to provide. And then I couldn't remember, and I was looking through some of the minutes, but I just didn't have capacity to go through all of it. When exactly Jen was appointed the chair, and I know I was here already for that. I believe that was around 2022. So I do have to get them that information. But yeah, I'll try to see what HR has, and then like I want to make sure that we update them as well as much as we can in the information that I have for you guys.
All right, so that can be part of kind of our homework also is like, let's all try to dig in to some old files, see if we can find appointment dates and that type of thing, because then the city will can put all of that together anyway because they need to, and then they can provide that for us. Oh, the other thing was I sent, what did I send? Excuse me. I sent everyone after our last meeting a 1-page document that just described our commission. Let me see if I can pull it up here really quick. I know Virginia has to leave in a couple minutes. So let me just grab that. I just want to get everybody's approval on that.
And I did want to kind of jump back a little bit. We did talk about some advocacy work for summer jobs for youth. And I wanted to talk about what that could possibly look like. Who can take that on? In terms of like, are we writing a letter to the city manager? Should we write a letter to city council? You know, what are the avenues of advocacy that we can look for? And then how do we, or who can do that portion from this committee? Or commission, excuse me.
Yeah, so if we want to talk about that right now, let's do that while we have everybody on here.
This
I
is
guess
that. Yeah.
yes, that's the page. I guess
Yeah.
my question is, what is most needed? And I'm wondering if we, I was kind of thinking maybe we wait and have Jeff come on in December, and then based on what he thinks, because he's kind of in that world, he can give us some guidance on where they need the most advocacy.
Okay.
And then whether that is a letter or whether, you know, he may have some ideas on that.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah, I
sound-
just wanted to make sure that we spoke about that at least,
Yeah.
so that we have a plan.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll see if he can come on in December, and then that way we'll do a specific plan from there. Perfect. Let me just share the screen with folks.
Who's that that's coming in December?
What was that? Jeff Turgeon. So this is because they're doing outreach, and we have some events we're doing outreach for our commission. This is the one pager that just kind of lists our duties. It's literally just the duties that are on the commission website. So the first 6 are that. And then the current work just talks about, you know, how we've prioritized the youth agenda, you know, as kind of our guiding work and advocacy. And we also wanted to make sure that we use this as a document to help us own the work of the CHA and the CHIP. And that, you know, the youth agenda is the part of that. We're doing that work for that, and that we're coordinating with several of the other, like the coalition of coalitions that is doing that. So, and then it just has our meeting dates on the side. So it's a very basic standard. We use the same format that they had us use in the past, but that allows them to have, there's also, like, if it goes out electronically, there's the link to DYO's website, there's the link to our commission site, and then the links for our meetings. So I just wanted to run that by and see if folks approved of that, so that we can use that as one of our materials for sharing.
Is the Spanish translation standard on all these for all the different commissions?
Yeah, this is what they, so they have just these few sentences in multiple other languages. This is what the city provided. And it just basically says that there's you know, interpreter services available and other, you know, adaptations if anybody needs it. And it just says it in all the various languages. So I guess if somebody did, then we'd have to figure out how do we provide that. But the city is basically saying that it is going to be provided. So I'll stop the share there. Anyone have anything on that, or does that seem all right?
I really liked it. It was like the first time that I had ever seen a one pager for us. So I liked it.
Good. Yeah, so we'll be trying it out. I don't know. Were you going to the one tomorrow night, Judy?
I can't. I have a Pleasant Street board meeting.
Yeah, I can't go to the one either, but I'll be at the one in December it's on the Saturday morning. Um, so yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what we have to use.
I might be able to join the one in December. I'm not sure yet, but I did think we had someone for tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
going to the thing tomorrow at 6 at the senior center.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Did
And
you need copies of that?
I was gonna say, do I have copies on a table? Can I just come upstairs and grab some or
I can leave copies on the printer up in the third floor.
I can find that.
Okay. How many copies would you like?
I don't know what I'm walking into.
I
20?
know. Yeah, what do you think is gonna be
I'll
when
put 50 just in case. You never know.
50? Yeah, okay. We can reuse them for the event that I do.
I was gonna say you can tell me where to put them at the end and I'll leave them
Yeah,
there
I mean,
for you.
if anything, you could always put them back right in the printer and I'll grab it.
Okay.
Perfect. Yes, thank you for doing that, Judy. So you'll have to keep us posted. Let us know how it goes. Let us know if there were people that were interested. We'll see how that happens. Awesome.
And
All
we're
right.
doing recruitment, right? I mean,
Yeah,
is it recruit?
yeah, we're
It's
letting
basically
people
an
know.
information.
Information session, letting them know what we are, who we are, what we do, so that people can kind of be aware. Yep. So I know that Virginia had to go. We've basically gone through our agenda though quickly. So is there anything else that anyone wants to add? Any updates? Anything going on that we should know about? Nope. All right. Well, that sounds good. Anybody have any good plans for the holiday coming up next week?
I'm going home for an early Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Because I
nice.
don't travel during Thanksgiving. It ends up being too long of a trip.
Oh yeah.
So I go a week early and come back and then I go to my adopted family up here. So I'm
Nice.
excited about Thanksgiving. I miss the Hope Coalition Thanksgiving
Yeah,
potluck.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Anyone else have good plans?
I'm still undecided if I'm going to go to Philadelphia, New York, or stay here.
Okay.
So, but
Well,
good food is gonna be had and
yes,
good company.
that's right. Wherever you go, you've got options, so that's good. How about you, Bryant?
Yeah, just go up to my dad's for the usual. I gotta go get the rice. I don't make it, so I gotta pay for it.
Oh,
You know, make sure everyone got their arroz con gandules.
yeah, there you go. Awesome. I'll be around here visiting my local family, so but good food will be had. You are correct.
Days, multiple days.
Yes, that will be exciting. So that's good. Well, thank you all, and we'll get any information out to you. Thank you, Judy, for covering tomorrow. We'll check in with you, and our next meeting is in December 18th. So we'll see you all then. Have a good
Plan.
one.
Thank you all.
All right, take
Bye.
care.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.